Welcome everybody, Gabby Turner here, and I've got a thoughts and feelings pick a card reading for you. So we've got three options here. You can choose your deck. This is the little Tarot of the Little Prince. This is the Real Talk Tarot for number 2, and number 3 is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. So I believe I'm also going to be doing an extended reading for this. So if you're interested in the extended, once you get through the main part of the reading, I'll tell you how you can get to that. But yeah, I mean, that's what we're going to do here. What are they thinking and what are they feeling? So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, welcome to everybody who chose option number 1, the Tarot of the Little Prince. So my cat is in the background, just if you hear her meowing or scratching, she's just doing her thing back here. All right, so what are they thinking and feeling right now? Okay. So this is how they're seeing your energy. This is their own energy, and this is the energy between. I do feel a little bit like they're kind of put out right now by they may feel that you're really attacking them or being nagging or that you're hostile. I feel that they are kind of wanting to be a little bit of a free spirit right now. They're interested in what you are thinking and feeling as well. Let's clarify that. They're interested in what you're thinking and feeling. It does matter to them. But at the same time, they feel sort of dejected. They feel maybe even a little bit rejected by you currently. It's almost like they just want to focus on other things, maybe spending time with like friends or family, rather than focusing their energy so much on you. But they are focused on you. I mean, they like I said, they care what you're thinking and feeling. They just think that you're thinking negatively towards them, and it's making them feel kind of sad. But why? So why are they caring so much? I don't think that they don't want to be having this effect on you. They don't want to be making you sad. They don't want to be making you upset. I feel like they want to live up to your expectations. But they also want to hold on to their stubbornness at the same time. So like stubbornly, they kind of feel like, why, for one thing, they're like, why am I so mesmerized by you? But you're not mesmerized by me at all. You know, they feel like it's very unequal, you know. The fact that they think that you're amazing, but you seem to think that they're awful. That's how they're viewing it right now. So I do feel like this person, you know, it's like mixed. On the one hand, they are thinking a lot about you because they care about your feelings, but it's like they care about your thoughts and feelings to the extent that they want your thoughts and feelings to change. They don't want you to continue to think and feel the way that you do about them. They want you to see them as someone who's glorious, but they don't see that changing. They don't see your perspective of them becoming positive anytime soon. So there's another side of them that kind of just wants to disengage from you and go focus on other things. Like I said, like, let's just hang out with my friends, or let me go spend time on my hobbies. You know, I do feel like they don't necessarily want to be around you right now, even when they're thinking about you, even then when they're like mentally consumed with you, which I think they are. I think that they're thinking about you a lot, actually. But they kind of don't want to be, because they feel almost like this resentment that you are looking down on them, or you're disappointed with them, or like actively hostile or angry with them even. They're like, I just want to be happy. Like, I want to be happy with you, or I want to be happy to be focusing on other things. All right. Let's see what else they're thinking and feeling. My life is really complicated right now, and I don't know how to explain it all to you. And I feel like they feel like you're so disappointed in them that anything that they would say about their life being complicated, they feel like you would view it as an excuse. Well, that's an excuse, just work on it, like that's your excuse for not showing up for this relationship or this connection. They feel like you are not going to be empathetic with anything that's going on with them. And they're not mad at you about it themselves. They just feel a little bit, oh, well, my electricity just went out. Anyway, they feel, how do they feel? They feel dejected and rejected. I worry about this connection all the time. Yeah, they are definitely in their head about this all the time. And let's learn a little bit more about how they think you feel. This just feels a little too toxic and chaotic right now. Why are you being so angry and stressful? So they think that you are kind of blaming them for everything that's going wrong in the relationship or in the connection. But I think from their perspective, they're seeing you as kind of like angry at them. All right, what is this person thinking and feeling? John Legend, All of Me. I mean, you can read the lyrics if you want here, but I mean, this is just basically an unconditional love song. I mean, they love everything about you. They love it even when you are, impatient with them, or when you are finding fault in them, or when you can be a little bit like high maintenance or whatever, because I feel like they are kind of viewing you as a bit high maintenance right now. Like, this person is definitely in love with you. So they just don't know what to make of the fact that you don't seem very much in love with them. And in fact, you almost seem like you hate them. That's what they're thinking. And I think that they don't understand what your complaints are either. They're like, I wish I could make it better, but I don't even understand. They're like, I don't even understand, pile one, why you think I'm being toxic, or why you think I'm being chaotic, or, what is it about me that is not satisfying you? They're not understanding that. And then we have Duran Duran, Hungry Like the Wolf. So they're lusting after you, basically. Like, they're a bit obsessed with you currently. But at the same time, I feel like they want to disengage, because I don't like the fact that you seem so disappointed in them. It makes them feel unwanted. That doesn't mean that it's not justified on your end. I'm just telling you, this reading is about what they're thinking and feeling, and that's how they feel. What about on your end? How do they think that you're feeling? What song would come out here? Lizzo, Truth Hurts. Yeah. I mean, they kind of feel like you're over them and like just angry and feeling like they have kind of like messed everything up. Why men great till they gotta be great? Don't text me, tell it straight to my face. Like, they feel like you're like over it and just so angry at them. And they're really, they don't want this to be the case, but they also don't really know what to do to change things. Yeah, wow. They just feel like you... I think that they almost feel like that there's no way to make you happy at this point. And they do feel like you've kind of like lost all of your good emotions for them. Like maybe you're even like falling out of love. Your heart is growing cold and numb when it comes to them. That's what they are assuming right now. But on their end, like they just find you to be so beautiful and sensual and alluring. Like, I feel like they want the peace back between the two of you. They want things to be okay again. Let's see here. Yeah, they just feel, so on their end, longing and embarrassed. They want this to be working. They want you back in their life, but they're also feeling very self-conscious because, I don't know, it's like they know that you're seeing all of their flaws, and they kind of feel like all you're seeing are their flaws. And that's all that you're seeing, and it doesn't matter how hard they try, you're not going to see any of the good. They view you as being very resistant to like seeing anything positive, and they really feel like you do not want to go forward in this connection at all. I think with happy, it's like a resistance to being happy, actually, with these two cards together. They feel like you are just almost like refusing to be happy with them or to be satisfied with them. All right, I feel like I'm sort of repeating at this point, but anything else here about their thoughts and feelings and how they're viewing you? Oh my goodness. Come on. I mean, your person is still very hopeful that you're going to warm back up to them. You know, that's what they want. I think that despite the fact that they feel like you're very hostile and cold towards them currently, they do feel like, okay, maybe you're going to warm back up to me, and they're looking forward to that. They're looking forward to the moment when you suddenly start to warm back up to them. Like, they're thinking maybe pile one is just in a mood and they're hating everything I do right now, but maybe it'll change and then we can be back in each other's good graces again, because they don't really know what it is that they are specifically doing, although they feel like you seem to think that there are lots of things they're doing wrong. They don't really understand it. So I think part of them is just hoping like maybe this is just a mood or something and pile one is going to get over it. And then you're going to come out of this, you know, being resistant to being satisfied with anything about them, and then everything will lift. I feel like that's really what they're hoping for, that they're hoping that that's going to happen. So they are quite hopeful. Let's see what else. Yeah, I mean, I feel like they do feel like you probably love them overall, but they feel like in this moment, you're really just nothing they're going to do right now is going to make you happy. So I kind of feel like they're just like, okay, I'm just going to have to take some space for now, but I think that everything will be good in the end. All right, so if you want to go into the extended, we're going to be looking at the forward movement of this connection, what's going to be happening next. I think I'm going to channel a message from them to you. And yeah, so like any likely actions that they're going to take, what's the overall outcome of the connection going forward from here, and a message from them to you. If you want to purchase this, what I'm thinking as I'm recording this, because this is still new to me, so you can just look in the description for instructions on purchasing, but I'm thinking that it'll be available both on Patreon, but also if you want to just purchase this reading and not have the other Patreon benefits, you can just purchase this reading, but they're the same price, so you might as well go with the Patreon. So that's what I'm thinking for now. Of course, that idea could change, but you know, all of the information on purchasing the extended will be below. Again, we're going to be looking at where is this connection going? What actions are they likely to be taking? And a message from them to you. Welcome everybody who chose option number 2, the Real Talk Tarot. So let's get some real talk about your person of interest today. I've got a little bit of incense burning for you guys. So we're going to be looking into their thoughts and feelings about you and this connection, what they think is going on, but we're also going to get their perceptions about your thoughts and feelings. So how are they kind of perceiving you? What do they assume that you are thinking and feeling? And then at the end of the reading, I'll tell you how you can get the extended if you feel like getting that. In the extended, we will be kind of looking into the forward movement of the connection. So like, what's the likely outcome going forward? What actions will this person take, if any? And a channeled message from them, which was a really interesting channeled message in the first reading. And then just some guidance from Spirit. But first, let's focus on what does group 2's person, what are their thoughts and feelings? Okay. Oh, we've got 2 cards coming out here. All right, so this is how they're seeing your energy. This is their own energy, and this is kind of the energy between the 2 of you. So for how they're seeing your energy, we have the 8 of Wands and then the World card reversed. I feel like they think that you have some sort of big vision for what you want of this connection, but I think that they feel like you might be building castles in the air a little bit, or like that you're being unrealistic. But it's not just that you're being unrealistic. I feel like they think that you are maybe not even totally being real with yourself about your own feelings. You know, it's almost like you're trying to force this to be something more than what it is. And I feel like this person feels like it does have significant potential because we have the Hierophant here in the middle. But it's nowhere near that, it has nowhere near reached that potential yet. So they do sense that potential as well. But I feel like they, on their end, are more content to just like stay in the moment and go, you know, one step at a time to see if you do get to a very serious level of commitment with each other. And I think that they feel like you are kind of like trying to live in the future and almost like project a fantasy future, you know, like happily ever after type of thing onto your current moment with each other. Now, they do feel happy with you, but it's not necessarily like they want to like, you know, they don't feel like the 2 of you are there in that future place yet is the thing. And they think that you are kind of more living in a little bit of a fantasy world about it. I mean, I don't think that they, have any problem per se with you having that mindset. It's just they're noticing like, oh, okay, group 2 seems to be wanting this to be a fairy tale. And I think that the thing is, I think it does make them wonder, do you really have the level of feeling that you have convinced yourself that you do? They think that you might be convincing yourself that you have a greater level of feeling than what you actually do. All right, so I'm being called now to tap into these emotion cards. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this person does. Like I said, they definitely feel like, if we go step by step, one step at a time, like this feels like it has the potential to be something really like solid and committed and lasting, but they also feel like they don't know yet, and they're okay with that. They're sort of like, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, and the only way that we're going to figure that out is if we go step by step. I think that they are sure of their feelings, but they think that your feelings might be a little bit fabricated in your head in this sort of fantasy world a little bit. Okay, so we have trust and we have fulfilled. I mean, with fulfilled and the full card, there are even little stars here on the full card, and then there are stars all over this. Like, this person feels like you are definitely a wish fulfillment for them. Like you are bringing into their life an experience that they're very happy to be having. They're very gung-ho about this connection. They're very glad that they're going to be having it. Let's see. Let me clarify this grief card. Yeah, because I think that you have come into their life at a time when they're going through a major life transition. And it's not an easy transition. They may have literally lost someone, or it could be another relationship that ended, or just a very difficult phase in their life where they're feeling a lot of loss. And it's, you make them feel much more at peace with all of that. You have a very comforting energy to them, and that's the sense in which you are wish fulfillment. Also, you make them feel so grounded because it feels nice to feel safe with you. It feels nice to feel like, there's solid footing here. But I don't think that they're in the mindset right now of wanting to have these huge expectations, because they've already just gone through something that was a major catastrophe to them, of this huge experience of loss. And they don't want to put themselves through. I mean, we have the grief card and the death card. Like, this literally could have been that they lost someone who's really important to them. Something in their life ended that was really important, and it really was very unsettling to them. So I just feel like this, they need to take things step by step, day by day right now. They view you as also like, they think that you really do trust them, that you put a lot of your trust and your faith in them. And that feels very mutual. They feel like both of you really trust each other. There's a lot of harmony here. We have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I feel like they feel like you really open up to them as well, and that you're incredibly honest with them. So that's what we're getting so far. Let's see what else comes up here. I have a few decks out, and I'm just pulling from them. With each reading, it's a little bit different, which one I pull from next. But okay, so what are they thinking and feeling, and how are they viewing your feelings? Let's go further here. Okay, for you, you have Etta James At Last. Yeah, there's that like really like over the top. And then Elton John, Your Song. I have something that just fell. I don't know what that is for now. Okay, so for you, this is a beautiful song. This is one of my favorite love songs. It doesn't come out in this deck a lot for me. But, okay, it says, At last my love has come along. My lonely days are over and life is like a song. Oh yeah, at last the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover the night I looked at you. I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I call my own. That's exactly what I was saying in the beginning. Like, they do feel like you're kind of living in this daydream fantasy world. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill I've never known. You smiled, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last. Yeah, I mean, I think that the reason, it's not that they're not flattered. I mean, they're very flattered and glad that you're into them. But I think they're, kind of wondering, like, are you being realistic about your emotions? Or are you kind of like getting swept up in your emotions to the point that you're not really in touch with your emotions, Like, I feel like they're wondering, like, if this spell that you're cast in, this kind of love spell that you're caught up, not like a literal love spell, but like this fantasy dream that you're living in, if the dust on that settled a little bit, and you came back to more clarity, would you really feel that strongly for them? I feel like they're not sure. And then for their feelings for you, we have Elton John's Love Song. Or Your Song, rather. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. Yeah, with the Hierophant. I mean, they do see this being like, serious potential. If I was a sculptor, but then again, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Yeah, I mean, they do feel like genuinely like their life is really wonderful because of you. And I just saw 1111. I mean, again, it's like wish fulfillment. I don't think they could be happier with this. And even in terms of, that they feel a little bit doubtful of, are you being grounded in your own emotions? It doesn't make them unhappy or anything like that. I think there's just a little bit of a question mark for them, I don't feel like they're super concerned about it. It's not like they're having like major anxiety. It's just something that they're noticing about you. But they definitely are feeling you very much as well. Obviously, there are a range of songs in my Song Oracle deck, and you both got these very beautiful love songs. So again, with this song, I think what they're saying is like, they do want you to know, they hope that they're making it obvious to you that they are really into you, and that they do have significant feelings, and that you do make them very happy, and they want that to be mutual. They want to make you happy as well. Okay, reinvention. Yeah. So with this surrender card on their side, they really are trying to just submit themselves to this completely, along with the Fool card. Surrender doesn't mean that you attach yourself to something. Surrender is like, like really like going with the flow and catching those waves of life. And there's a huge wave that they're on right now with you, but they are accepting the fact that waves don't last forever. Even if they stay, feeling romantically attracted to you, even if that continues, all connections and all relationships go through phases and different dynamics as well. So I feel like they're understanding that, and they're saying, that's okay. I'm prepared for the different phases and the different cycles. I'm prepared for anything that could happen here. And I do feel like their heart is very open towards you as well. With reinvention, something else that they're noticing about you right now is that they feel like you're going through, let me pull a clarifier. They feel like you are changing as a result of this connection. And I think that generally they feel like it's an upgrade, but they definitely know that they're not the only focus of your life. You have other goals in mind, other dreams that you're trying to fulfill. Yeah, they're definitely very much observing that. They pay attention to your life choices much more than you realize. They're not just focused on, what your interactions are with them. Whatever you're doing, I feel like especially with career, just because this kind of looks like a business suit or something, but you're trying to like build up your life in some way, to change yourself, some sort of self-improvement. It doesn't have to be career. It could be, maybe you're trying to increase your health or like get into meditation. I don't know what it is, but they're very intrigued by this, what is the word to use? Oh my gosh, it just makes them happy. I feel like part of why, they're happy just for you because they care about you. This is the Sun card. But also they feel like they're a part of it somehow, even though your reinvention has to do with an area of your life that doesn't necessarily involve them. They do feel like it's all kind of like it goes together, like the happiness that you both bring each other and the support, the emotional support that you both bring each other. They feel like that really helps to lift you up. And I feel like that makes them happy because that's what they want. They want to make you happy. They want to make you happy like you have been making them happy. Now, this isn't the channeled message. We'll do that in the extended. It'll be like a long, like me actually speaking out their words to you. Whoop. But let's use this message deck. If it will shuffle. Maybe there's not a strong message in this deck. Okay, so this one comes out for you. Okay, so going further, what are they thinking and feeling? How are they viewing this? Oh, you've been so patient with me. Nobody's ever been this understanding of me before. Thank you. Yeah. I think because they've been through that death experience, that grief death experience that we mentioned before, and you've been so tender and loving with them throughout all of that, like it really means so much to them. And from your end, can you just take the lead? I feel like they do see you as probably, they think in terms of your life, especially maybe, like I said, your career or the dreams that you're trying to pursue for yourself. You're very much able to take the lead and you're that type of person. But I think they do feel like you probably are more like, enjoying being in the like feminine, receptive role. You don't want to be the one kind of pushing things, although they do sense that you maybe have some sort of daydreams about, notions about what you want this to become, right? But in terms of it getting there, you seem to be holding back and allowing them to take the lead. So how do they feel about that? 3 of Cups. I feel like they like it partly because it feels, well, they don't feel a lot of pressure, and they feel like you're not putting a lot of pressure on them, because even if they, want to do some sort of group activity where there are multiple people around and it's not like an official date between the two of you, they feel like you are accepting that right now, and I think that they appreciate that. Maybe that goes back to the patience as well. Like you're not pushing them because you are understanding what they've gone through. So I would say appreciating that. But they do want to step up with the Ten of Wands. They do kind of want to, they do want to take the lead. They want to rise to the challenge, but they appreciate the fact that you're not putting like, you know, like a ton of pressure on them. Let's see what else. We've got 2 more decks to go through, and then we'll go into the extended. Oh, I mean, this person is falling in love. Oh my. I'm not sure if they totally recognize that it's that serious. I mean, they know that they are very happy, but do they totally recognize that they're falling in love exactly? I'm not sure. But they are. I think that it's not quite hit them again. Again, because I kind of feel like whatever that major life transformation that was bringing them grief that they were going through, it's, you know, they are surrendering and their heart is open, but I think in their mind, they don't want to assume too much just yet because they went through such a painful experience. But yeah, I mean, they're falling in love with you. And then the crane bag, it says Sacred Ocean Medicine, Clutter, Declutter, and Choice. I'm going to clarify this. Sage. I think that they feel... You know, I was saying before that they view you as maybe being kind of like caught up in the fantasy or the whirlwind of romance. But at the same time, I think they know that deep down you are someone who is paying attention to your wisdom. That may be even coming from their fear. From their fear of how good this is and how good it could be. They are surrendering, but there is a slight blockage, and I think that slight blockage is that little bit of fear they have that maybe you don't really feel the way that you think that you feel. But I think deep down they do know that you have enough wisdom to know what your heart is really telling you, and you're not just caught up in a whirlwind. You know what you really think and feel here. And if you think that this is like a very significant connection with a future and that you want a future, you know, you're coming at that from a very thoughtful place, from a very wise place. And if you choose them, then you're making that choice with a lot of consideration. You know, you're not making that choice lightly. And that might be part of why you're holding back more and kind of allowing them to take the lead as well. So it can be kind of like a mutual choice. And then on their end, we have Creator. I think that you do make this person feel that they could have it all. That they could have it all in love. And I don't know if they've ever really felt that way before. But yeah, it's like, you know, this person doesn't have to be a Leo, but just in terms of energies, Leo's love, they have like a big heart. And especially with this Creator, like, you know, this is like solar energy, like the sun burns so bright. It's so warm and so bright. I feel like this person, they just want to shine their love and they want to make it so obvious. I feel like they want you to know, but I feel like they kind of want everyone to know. They're very proud to be with you. I'm not sure if the two of you are officially in a relationship yet because it doesn't feel that way. Of course, there are a lot of different people watching, but I feel like they know that people are paying attention to the two of you, and they know that people can tell, like, yeah, there's something going along with these two lovebirds, you know, and they're proud of that. I mean, they're like, it makes them feel really good about themselves and very confident that that they could be seen as being your person. And then we have trickster and saboteur. Okay. So I feel like this, again, going back to the fact that they know that there are people observing the two of you. They're also a little bit cautious because one or more people who are noticing this connection between the two of you could also be acting like they want to come between the two of you. This could be an ex trying to involve themselves, or just some sort of jealous rival or something. But yeah, so they're just aware of that, and I think that it's that sort of is bothersome to this person because they just want to like shout it to the rooftops and make it so obvious that the two of you have some sort of romantic something or other going on. But I think that they're afraid if they do that, that they might even attract more of this kind of saboteur, trickster energy of people trying to come between the two of you. And they don't want to do that. Yeah, because they feel like you are just so pure and so innocent. And I feel like they just don't want, you know, to attract toxic energy to you guys right now. They want to like be able to, you know, take it slow, take it one step at a time. And if this toxic energy is attracted into this and ruins it, you know, that doesn't allow it to continue to develop, which is what this person wants. They want to develop it, you know, like at their own pace and not rush in and not project too much into the future until they know for sure. But they definitely don't want anyone to like become an obstacle or a saboteur to come between the two of you. All right. So I hope that makes sense. If you want to get to the extended, you can purchase just the extended video for this, and we'll go into the likely outcome moving forward. I'll get a channeled message from them to you. What kinds of actions are they going to be taking? And then some guidance from Spirit. But for the same price, you can also sign up for my Patreon, and you'll have access to the extended there, as well as a plethora of other benefits for the same price. So it's just up to you. Those two options will be below in the description box. And if you're going to be at the extended, I'll see you there. Welcome to everybody who chose option number 3, the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. So let's see what they're thinking and feeling about you in this connection. And we're also going to be seeing sort of like what they are thinking that you are thinking and feeling. So what are their perceptions of you and your kind of like approach and receptivity to this connection, as well as their own thoughts and feelings. There will be an extended reading, and in the extended we'll be getting a channeled message from them. We'll also be seeing what actions they may take, if any, and what the forward-looking outcome is. So what's the outcome going forward between the two of you? And then finally, we'll get some guidance from your spirit guides. But first, let's focus on, so what is this person thinking and feeling? Okay, so this is how they're seeing it. They're seeing you represented by the Strength card, the Four of Cups in between the two of you, and then the King of Pentacles representing themselves. My first, I feel like this person feels like they're not good enough for you, and they feel like you know that, or they feel like you would agree with them that they're not good enough for you. They're not worthy. They have not met the challenge of this connection. They're not meeting your standards. But at the same time, I don't think that this person is necessarily going to be saying that out loud, either to you or anyone, because they don't feel comfortable admitting to it. You know, they don't feel comfortable admitting to the fact that they feel like they're not enough for you. Yeah, I mean, it's like they basically know that they're wearing a facade of confidence, and they're trying to hype themselves up and say like, oh, if I want pile 3, I can have pile 3 or group 3, no problem. But I feel like they know that that's not the truth, because they also know that, again, that like you have standards and you have expectations, and you certainly are not putting out any sort of energy of desperation. You know, if anything, you're kind of like putting out an actual authentic confidence. At least that's how they're viewing it. And they know that. They're aware that, you know, with the Chariot card reversed and the Strength, you're not going to go anywhere with them. You're not going to be open to any sort of progress with them if they are acting like an idiot, or if they're not really showing up for this in the way that you expect, not just from them, but I feel like, you know, you just have some like standards for yourself and they genuinely aren't meeting it. You know, they might try to act like it's something about them that's superficial, like, oh, you know, pile 3 wants to be with someone who's wealthier than me, or who's more like popular or something, or who's more suave or whatever. And that's what the issue is. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's their maturity level. I feel like they just are not having the maturity level that you are needing and wanting out of someone. Or again, this could just be their perception, but I feel like they might be accurate here about what you think. Yeah, I mean, I think that this person does like to kind of live in a little bit of a fantasy world. You know, okay, you know, so it's a dual thing. On the one hand, they feel like you don't think that they're good enough for you. But again, like, they don't like to dwell in that reality. They like to dwell in the reality that makes them feel good on an ego level. So when they're in their ego mind and they're trying to hype up their ego and feel all like, oh man, I'm so in control, you know, like I'm the one in charge here when it comes to group 3, you know, if I want us to progress, then we'll progress. And if we're not, it's because, you know, I'm in charge and I'm the one, you know, who's holding the reins. But anyway, you know, in this fantasy ego world of theirs, they like to convince themselves, they like to strut around and think that like you're just paying all sorts of attention to them, like you're paying way more attention to them than they are to you, and they just feel so cocky and arrogant about it. But I don't think that that's what it is, because I feel like they are trying to get your attention, and I think that you are kind of more like quietly going about your life and doing your own thing. So I definitely don't really feel like this is an actual relationship for the two of you. I feel like this is more like this person is, I don't want to say infatuated because it feels like something different. Like I feel like they're attached to the idea of making you, I think they want you to be infatuated with them. Because it fuels their ego somehow to think that you would be. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I think that's basically it. But I just feel like you kind of like, you're fine without them, you know? So maybe you're watching this reading just because you're like, why is this person acting this way? I don't understand this person's behavior. I mean, maybe you're attracted at a certain level, but it's not really impressing you. They want to feel like they're super duper impressive to you. But I feel like they're just like not even doing the basic things that are necessary, you know? Like they want to pretend like they're the one holding the reins here and that they're the one who can decide how fast this goes and where it goes and all of that. But like, I don't feel like they're really like doing the things that they need to do to make that happen. Like maybe they're not even asking you out. They just want you to be paying attention to them all the time. I don't think that they're telling you how they feel or anything. That they're just trying to like strut around and be admired by you. And I think from your end, you're like, okay, you know, like, what is that? You know, like, what's the point of me just admiring you? You know, like that's, you know, where does that take us? It's not, that is not taking us anywhere. All right. Yeah. I mean, I feel like they view you as someone who a lot of people have their eye on. And so therefore, they feel like a lot of people would want to be with you. Again, which is why I feel that, you know, their ego is very fluffed up at the idea that someone like you, who everyone, all eyes are on you, right? Including theirs. But that they feel like everyone's looking at you like that. And they're like, so if group 3 is looking at me the way that I think they are and obsessed with me the way that your person wants you to be, then they're like, oh, that must make me like, among all of the people that they could choose, I must be like so special to them. And this person, it says friend down here, but this person is holding a coffee mug that says hot, you know? And it's like this woman's not even paying attention to them, but it's like they want to feel so special to you, basically. You know, it makes them feel like they must have some sort of star quality themselves if this person who's like so popular and getting so much attention is paying attention to them in a special way that you don't do to other people. And they're doing everything they can to get you to look at them and to get your attention away from anyone else's. It reminds me of those, I don't know if you've ever watched those nature videos with the bowerbirds. Or no, it's not the bowerbirds, it's the birds of paradise. These birds, like, you know, they do all these, like, really, like, eye-catching things in order to try to get the attention of a potential mate. And I feel like that's what this person is doing. There's a lot of strutting around and, like, look at me, you know, exuding all this confidence and bravado, but it's like, I feel like there's just like not a whole lot of substance. So do they actually have feelings for you, or is it more just they want to be admired by you? That's what I want to know. Let's find out with our song oracle. Yeah, this card keeps wanting to come out. Yeah, Etta James, this is their feelings. Yeah, I mean, they do feel like this is really special. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over. You know, like they feel like in you, they found that special someone who could be not just a lover, but also like their best friend, the person they could share anything with. And they don't have to be lonely anymore. My lonely days are over, and life is like a song. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover the night I looked at you. So they just feel so lucky. You know, they feel lucky for any attention that you give them, even if it's just a crumb of attention. I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill I've never known. You smiled, oh, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last. But I feel like they might be reading a little bit much into any attention that you do give them, like any smile that you give or anything that you say to them. I feel like they're reading so much more into it as it being much more significant than what it actually is on your end. Let me get, is there another song to clarify this person's feelings? Okay, Sam Smith and Normani. I mean, I feel like this person has a lot going on. I don't want to be alone tonight. It's pretty clear that I'm not over you. I'm still thinking about the things you do, so I don't want to be alone tonight. It's like you at some point you've made them feel like they'll never have to be alone again. But then there are other times when maybe the reality hits and they recognize that maybe you aren't as interested in them as they are in you. Then they suddenly feel alone, and then they start looking for someone else to fill that empty hole inside of them. Oh, and then on your side, we have hungry like the wolf. But this wanted to come out reversed. I feel like this is just, again, like more of their obsessive energy towards you. But I think they try to project that onto you. They want to think that you are obsessed with them. Maybe you are. I don't know. Or maybe you have been at some point. But regardless, like that's what they want to believe is true. Although sometimes they definitely feel alone, and they definitely feel sort of like rejected by you. I think they feel like you talk to other people about them, and they're not sure if it's like positive or negative. You confide in someone about them. I think they want to know because it's almost like they feel like you're secretively telling people about them, and they think that it may not be that flattering, or there's some level of ego fear on their side that you might be saying negative things about them to other people. Yeah, I feel like this person finds you very physically attractive. They find you physically attractive, but also with the Selkie in her skin. Let me see. What is it? Let me clarify here. Yeah. But I feel like this person, I don't know if they really know how to look beneath the surface. I feel like there's so much about who you actually are that they're not understanding, because they don't have the capacity to really understand a person's authentic self. And, you know, they don't understand your vulnerabilities, or they don't understand the fact that you've been through trials and tribulations. They're just seeing like, wow, you're very attractive. Everyone's always paying attention to you. So now I'm obsessed with you, and I want you to be obsessed with me. There's definitely something here about your friends. They're noticing something about you and the people that you're friends with, or the people that you confide in. They feel like they think that your friends are maybe protecting you from them. Or they may think that, you know, getting to know your friends is a way to get closer to you. Impressing your friends. They feel like the way to get to you is through your friends, or something like that. Yeah. I think they feel like they need to impress the people around you. That maybe you have a posse around you or something, and if they impress them, then that allows them to get closer to you. And again, it's almost like they would want maybe your friends to start being infatuated with them, because even that would make them stand out to you more, and make it so obvious to you that, you know, like, you know, they should obviously be the target of your affection. That's what they want you to believe. And I feel like they They would even try to get your friends to crush on them if they felt like that would make you admire them more. You know, this person does want to sort of claim you in a long-term sort of sense, because we do have the Hierophant and the 10 of Pentacles here, but it does feel a little bit like a trophy type energy, that they're maybe viewing you in that kind of way. And there's just so much of who you really are, your delicacy, your fragility, just your whole life, like the way that you've developed throughout your whole life. They don't even really think about that substance underneath. It's, you know, they don't even think about the fact that you've been through significant events that have nothing to do with them. They only care about the aspects of your life that relate directly to them and how great they are for you and how, you know, you should be infatuated with them, basically. All right. This person has a very interesting outlook. Okay, vibrations, divine feminine. I mean, I think that they, you know, there is, I mean, you definitely are very high vibrational, like goddess energy, and that is what they're attracted to. I just feel like this person is lacking in the level of awareness to know that that's what it is. They just want it to be about the surface level stuff, like, oh, you're very, you know, you're very sexy, you're very hot, everyone else wants to be with you. They think that that's why you are attractive to them. They're not understanding that the real allure to you is that you have this beautiful, strong, divine essence, that you have this sort of, this depth to you. Yeah. I mean, you do have a very strong allure. I mean, there are a lot of people who are captivated by you. And with the Femme Fatale card, you can, I mean, you can't, I mean, you lure in a lot of people. I think you're aware that you have a very potent sexual energy, but it's like more of like an erotic energy. Like, you know, what is it? Yeah, I mean, I think that you're like a very sexual person, but you're a sexual person in a way that's connected to your spirituality. Like, you probably have a very strong sacral chakra, which is the orange chakra, but I would feel like in all ways, like, being with you physically is like, you know, being with you sexually is like a transcendent experience. And that energy like draws a lot of people to you. It's very, very alluring. And yeah, I mean, this person does feel like very romantic feelings for you. They do. But I feel like they do have a little bit of a messed up understanding of what love is at the same time. Like, there's a little bit of like love as a battlefield. I think they are attracted to sort of like love-hate dynamics when it comes to romance. And it's almost like they would want to like provoke you to get angry to prove that you have passion for them. I feel like they would use any sort of tactic that they could use to keep your focus on them. If it's pushing your buttons and making you angry, if it is getting the attention of all of your friends, so that because all of your friends are focused on them, then you are too, because you're like, what are my friends focusing on? Oh, it's this guy, this person over here. I don't know, they'll do whatever that they need to do to get your attention. Yeah, they definitely need to be like the star of the show, the center of attention when it comes to you. All right. I'm going to get one last song message from them to you, and then we'll move into the extended. You can either purchase this as a one-time video for the extended, or you can sign up for my Patreon for the same price. Of course, it's a monthly charge, but that gives you access to any extended reading that I've done, as well as the other content available to my Patreon members. So it's up to you. All right. Rick Astley, never going to give you up. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. I really think that they are. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. Yeah, they feel like they're really special, that they've got something that nobody else could offer you. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Got to make you understand. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. Never going to run around and desert you. Never going to make you cry. Never going to say goodbye. Never going to tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. I mean, you may just not be that interested, but they're going to put it in their mind however it makes them feel good. Inside, we both know what's been going on. We know the game, and we're going to play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Well, that was definitely the perfect song to sum up this person's mindset. But anyway, if you want to stick around for the extended, you can purchase that below. And we're going to be getting a channeled message from this person, which I'm sure will be very interesting to hear. We'll also be seeing, like, what's the forward movement of this? You know, what's going to happen between the two of you going forward, and what actions, if any, will they take? And then finally, we'll get some guidance for you from your spirit guides about this connection. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're going to go to the extended, I'll see you there.